Hey guys, we're about 1 minute away. Everybody please silence your cell phones if you have not done so. Sheriff Parton, we're ready to go.
Come to order. I now call this commission open for business.
Okay, the invocation's going to be delivered by Amanda Fuller because our pastor had a family emergency and had to leave.
Heavenly Father, I thank you for this body of people who are willing to serve the county. And I thank you for them, and I thank you for all that you have in store for this county. And thank you that you have given them all of the wisdom and knowledge they need to serve this county and lead this county well into what you have for us. And I pray your peace on all of them. In the name of Jesus, I pray the blessing of our Lord on them and all that is theirs by blood, adoption, or assignment. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Amanda. The Pledge of Allegiance, I want to ask Commissioner Benton Brown to lead us in the pledge to the U.S. flag. Okay, the next thing on our item is to approve the agenda. I hope everybody, we've had a lot of issues, going between this open meetings software and trying to produce paper that accurately reflects what we're doing. So if you've got any questions during the agenda approval, just shout it out.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hodge. You're connected, but you haven't pushed present? You did? Okay. Now it is, okay. We have 16 present, is that correct? Okay. We had 2 absent, 16 present. Now we're ready to move to the agenda approval. Okay, we have a motion by Tim Brown, seconded by Commissioner Hodge to approve the agenda.
They would like to speak.
Sorry. This is new looking to me. All right. Commissioner Brown, you're number 1 on the, has there been a motion made yet to approve the agenda? You can't speak to the agenda without a motion made.
Nobody has made a motion.
Yeah, we need to back up. Back up, you need to move to approve, need a second, then the floor will be open for discussion. All right, Commissioner Duncan has made the motion to approve the agenda. Commissioner Morris seconded that. The floor is now open for discussion. Commissioner Brown, you're number 1 to speak.
I'd like to amend the agenda, remove 9B from the agenda.
appointments for the 911 committee for the Manchester appointments. So Manchester can have a chance to go over and have a say-so on who gets put on the committee.
Are you wanting to remove the entire 9B, which would be all committees? Or are you specifically wanting to remove just the 911?
Well, if it's no problem, just remove the 911. And then we can bring that back up next meeting.
Do what?
He just needs to specify that in his
Yes,
ballot.
okay. You're wanting to amend the agenda by removing appointments to the 911 board.
Yes.
We need a second on that for discussion.
I'll
of the
second
amendment.
that.
Okay, a second by Commissioner Hodge. The floor is open for discussion. Commissioner Brown, you made the motion. You can speak to your motion to amend.
I don't know if we've given Manchester a chance to have their say-so on who gets appointed in the Manchester seat, so I would like for their input on that first before we just appoint somebody.
Anybody else want to speak to this motion?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Hodge?
Have you conferred with the city mayor or the leadership of the city?
No,
of
I have
Manchester?
not. TCA specifically says it's a mayoral appointment, and this is a countywide authority that was set up in 1987, and nowhere in TCA or the resolution to set this up does it say that either city has recommendation authority for this board.
Okay, and I understand that. I looked into that, but just on the case of being considerate and building that bridge of trust and faith and workability together with all the municipalities in the county. That's why I seconded the motion. So the motion, not the emotion, but just to give them consideration, and maybe you could confer with the mayor, just so we could get their idea of who they'd like to put on that board to represent them.
Fully understand your consideration for that. Is there any other comments on the amendment to the agenda? There being none, we need to vote on the amendment only. We have 11 yes, 5 no. The appointments, the mayoral appointments to the 911 board will not be voted on tonight. Now the motion to approve the agenda as amended is next. We have the motion made by Commissioner Duncan, seconded by Commissioner Morris, to approve the agenda as amended. The floor is open for discussion. Commissioner Hodge, you're first to speak.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I've been out and I didn't know if we'd changed policy or not, but down on the agenda 10F, the revision of the separation policy from the Policies and Procedure Committee. And I understand, being on the legislative committee, that the motions and the movements from the standing committees needs to go through that legislative committee just to put an extra set of eyes on there. And I didn't know if we'd changed that policy or that procedure. So I would recommend removing 10F from the agenda and sending it to the legislative committee for their approval.
We have not voted on the agenda as amended yet, have we?
No,
Is that correct?
what he'd have to do is make another
Yeah,
amendment.
right. Yeah, do you want to remove it?
Please, I will make a motion that we
Okay,
remove.
so we have a second motion to amend. We gotta wait on the electronics to catch up with us. Okay, the motion to amend by removing 10F has been made. Does any, second? Second, the motion by Commissioner Hodge, seconded by Commissioner Chambers. The floor is now open for discussion. Anybody wish to speak to this?
Mr. Chairman, I
No,
just
go
want to
ahead.
clarify, I'm not against what's being done through that recommendation from the Policies and Procedure Committee. I just want us to be sure to go through the proper procedures.
Motion to amend is ready to be voted on. Motion to amend by removing item 10F passes with 11 yes and 5 no, is that correct? Yes. In dark red tonight. Okay, now we need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
You've got the motion, you just got to, just open it back up for discussion.
Same thing, okay. So the motion by Commissioner Duncan, seconded by Commissioner Morris. The floor is now open for discussion on the whole agenda. Commissioner Duncan, you have privilege to speak first to this if you want to. You're good. Okay, no discussion. We're ready to vote on the agenda as amended. The agenda has been approved by 16 affirmative votes. Okay, the floor is now open for public comments, and public comments are to agenda items only. So if there's anything left on the agenda that you want to talk about, the floor is open to the public. There being none, we're going to move on to review and approval of the minutes from our last meeting. Motion by Commissioner Hodge, seconded by Commissioner Hollingsworth to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion? Changes? Now's the time to amend the minutes if you don't approve them. Ready to vote.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved, 16 yes votes. The next item on our agenda is resolutions of memorial sympathy proclamations and commendations. I would like to, we're going to recognize an individual that gives a lot to our community in the way of volunteer. The Governor's Volunteer Star Award is going to go to Ms. Kimberly King. I would like to present her with an award. If she would like to step to the lectern, please. I think most everybody in the community knows Kim. She's very active with our local VFW, as everyone, I think everyone knows that. And she does many, many things in the community. Even though, disclaimer, she does live in Grundy County.
Yes.
We still like her.
Good.
We still like her down here. This award is the Citizen of Coffee County commend Kimberly King as the recipient of the Governor's Volunteer Stars Award for 2024.
Oh,
Congratulations, Kim. And there's a document to put on your desk or hang on the wall. A lot of fine print in there, but nothing you won't like, okay?
Thank you all very, very
Thank you.
much. Thank you.
Okay, this proclamation has been approved with 16 yes votes. Thank you very much for that, Commissioners. Next item on the agenda is recognition of the Master Gardeners of the UT Extension Office. I think it plays a big part in this. If you guys would come forward, Commissioner Smith, you are our only agricultural member right now that I feel like needs to present this. If you would. Just go to the lectern there, and if you would read that off, it's not very complicated. Yes, yes.
Demonstrating overall excellence, high levels of learning, and community outreach that involve garden that were used as teaching aids for 6 separate butterfly hatching and awareness events at 2 local libraries. And collection of seeds from this garden, amongst others, led to the revival and expansion of the Seed Library project to 4 libraries across 3 counties, impacting nearly 200 participants. Also beautified an urban environment into a diverse and visually appealing feature, and demystifying and demonstrated ease of planting a pollinator garden. Signed by the Mayor Dennis Hunt with today's date.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Roseanne. I know I surprised you with that. Okay, next item, would be 9B1. Resolution. Does anybody have any questions regarding the committees which were approved by unanimous consent? Besides the 911 that was removed. The Agricultural Committee, Roseanne Smith she had been appointed to the Ag Committee to finish the term that I had remaining, so I had to leave, and she is now officially on her first full 6-year term, which will end in 2031. So wanted to point that out. The Rural Roads and Bridges, we're reappointing all sitting members. Same with the Ag Committee, we did have that. But anyway, moving on. The next, we need a motion to approve, which I see is Commissioner Seaborn, and seconded by Commissioner Hollingsworth. This is one fell swoop where you are approving a resolution to set up the Opioid Abatement Fund Disbursement Committee. That's a long committee name. And you're also approving the initial members makeup that I have appointed to populate that committee. That resolution, if you read it, is one sent to us by CTAS. And it's a model that our attorney, Mark Williams, and I went over it. If you read it, we have, I'm going to name the individuals just for make it public record. Leslie Brassfield, she will be representing education. Honorable Robert Carter representing the judiciary. Martha Henley representing healthcare, Lee Nettles representing law enforcement, Roseanne Smith representing the designated county commissioner. The resolution, we've made the language where the designees shall have one commissioner, shall. The other ones, we use the language may. Is that correct?
Correct.
In other words, we don't have to have somebody from education or have to have, you might, sometime this program is 18 years for lifespan. This is dollars that is distributed to counties in the state of Tennessee from lawsuits over opioid over prescriptions, and there's a lot of money involved, and so in the years coming, we may see individuals that we feel like their expertise may not be in education, but we have a vacancy to fill. So it's going to be up to the mayor and with commission confirmation in the future to keep this committee, the wheels greased and rolling free. So is there any questions, Commissioner and Mayor Seaborn? Do you want to open the floor with discussion on this? Anybody else have any comments or discussion regarding this committee? There being none, we're ready to vote on this resolution and committee appointments.
16 yes.
16 yes to approve Resolution 2025-01. The next EMA, this is the Emergency Management Agency. This board, the Emergency Management Agency, we need to make, I think it's 2 appointments. This one, unlike other committees, is not a mayoral appointment. This is appointed and confirmed by the commission. So at this time, the floor is open. We need 2 names nominated by the commission to be voted on and approved by the commission. Commissioner Stubblefield, do you have a nomination? Commissioner Hollingsworth, do you have a nomination?
I do. Stephen Rogers.
Stephen Rogers. We need 2. Would it be appropriate to have 2 names and take 1 vote to fill the 2 positions?
If there's no
Mr.
more nominations after the second nomination.
Okay. Can you think of a second name? Anybody over there? Commissioner Brown?
Tyler Hickerson.
Tyler Hickerson. Okay, there's Stephen Rogers and Tyler Hickerson are the 2 names that have been nominated.
We need a motion for nominations to cease and then vote
Okay.
with that.
Are there any more nominations?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that the nomination cease.
Okay, we have a motion that the nominations cease
I second that.
with a second. So we're voting on the appointments to the Emergency Management Agency Board. The 2 names are Tyler Hickerson and Stephen Rogers. Request to speak, Benton Brown. Do you need to speak?
Never mind, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, let me make a comment.
Sure.
Technically, what we're doing, and Frank, you really need to mention this in your motion. The motion was made for nominations to cease, and you're wanting to include in this vote, not voting on these 2 individuals.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the way the minutes should read. Thank you.
That means with this vote, the nominations cease and the appointments are therefore verified. So how did everybody like the snow while we're waiting on the computer? Yes, they did. I've got multiple brags, comments regarding Benton Brown and JoJo Dobson and their crew. Okay, we're voting on the appointments now.
Give credit to Mr. Bartlett, not Mr. Brown.
Speak louder, I didn't hear you.
Give credit to Mr. Bartlett, not me.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, does it matter that on the tablets that it says members and it lists the members from the opioid abatement?
Does it matter what?
On our tablets, even though it does say EMA board that we're voting on, it does have the names of the members as those that are on the opioid abatement committee.
Yeah, that probably matters. So these are all. It's going to be, The minutes will be printed out regarding this, so that needs to be, you need to strike those. We love technology. Thank you, Commissioner Watkins, for pointing that out.
Yes.
Okay, the two names, Tyler Hickerson and Stephen Rogers, have been appointed with 16 yes votes to the Emergency Management Agency Board. Moving on to 10, new business 10A. I'll try to condense this for you guys. This is a TDOT sent us the resolution that they wanted approved by you guys. In Hillsborough, Tennessee, US 41 at the red light, if you turn left towards Viola, you go a few hundred yards, there's a bridge that goes across Bradley Creek. That bridge is to be replaced. You go a few more miles on the same road, right before you get to Asbury Road, there's another bridge that's going to be. There's another bridge going to be replaced. It's over Bradley Creek as well. TDOT sent this, so we approved this resolution that mainly says Coffee County government or any of its zoning regulations will not interfere with their project. That's just basically all it says. So it's pretty much a no-brainer that we approve this. Anybody got any questions? We have a motion by Tim Morris. You want to speak to this, Commissioner Morris?
We just need to stay off the bridge and let them replace them.
Thank you. Seconded by Commissioner Hodge. Any discussion? All right, please let's vote to approve this resolution.
Yes.
Don't move the screen. The motion was made. See, I have to record this for TDOT. The motion was made. Will you be able to give me that tomorrow without any problem? Okay. I have to provide how the vote went and everything. So, next item. That's 10C, the EMS grant attachment. 10C. I'm sorry. We hadn't voted yet, have we? Sorry. Vote on this. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why Joe Pettigo makes the big bucks. The budget calendar dates. Motion by Commissioner DeFord, seconded by Commissioner Morris. Any discussion on this? Anybody need to know what this means? We're going to start working on a budget pretty quick. Just seems like we just got through with one, don't it? Ready to vote on the calendar budget calendar. Commissioner Jones.
Yes.
Budget calendar's been approved with 16 yes votes. Next item is the EMS grant, 10C. Motion by Commissioner Benton Brown, seconded by Commissioner Watkins. You wish to speak to this, Benton Brown? Okay, let's vote on this, please.
Yes.
Motion passes with 16 yes. Next one is school budget amendments, 10D. Go, yes, please, Mariana.
Okay, this is for the Coffee County School General Purpose Fund. Increase in capital outlay, 397, 677, 14 cents. Increase in expenditures, capital outlay, same amount. This was approved by Budget and Finance on December 17th and also by the school board.
Anybody wish to speak to this?
Yes, sir. This is for two paving projects, one at the high school and one to repair the paving at Deerfield Elementary School. And
Okay,
it
we're
did go
ready to
through,
vote
it
if no
did
one
go through
else
Budget and
needs to
Finance.
speak.
Yes.
This budget amendment passes with 16 yes votes. Next item is budget amendments 10E1. This is in the interstate. This is something that we approved this like 2 years ago, and it's for road, street, and signage improvements in the industrial park out on Hillsborough Boulevard, or Hillsborough Highway, actually, is where this is. Anybody got any question on its paving and all that? 10E1. Motion by Commissioner Benton Brown, seconded by Commissioner DeFord. Commissioner Brown, you have privilege to speak. None. Anybody else? Let's vote on it, please. This budget amendment passes with 16 yes votes. Next one is a rural debt service. Marianne, I'll let you speak to that, please.
This is a decrease in fund balance of 597,971, and then an increase in expenditures of the same amount. This is because we need to pay our bonds a little earlier than we have been. So we'll be increasing it for this fiscal year, but you'll see a decrease next year because we're just paying them 2 weeks early. So they go through a lot of steps to get to the payments where they need to go, and so we need to do this in order to make sure they get there on time. This was also approved by Budget and Finance on December 17th, 2024.
Got a motion by Commissioner Watkins, seconded by Commissioner Duncan. Commissioner Watkins, you wish to speak to it? Okay. we're ready to vote on this budget amendment. Budget
16
amendment passes by with 16 yes votes. 10E3, capital projects.
These are two items. One is replacement of a truck for the Coffee County Maintenance Department, and the other one is to purchase dumpsters for the Coffee County Rural Solid Waste Department. So these also were approved by Budget and Finance on December 17th.
Got a motion made by Commissioner DeFord, seconded by Commissioner Watkins. Commissioner DeFord, you wish to speak to this? Commissioner Morris, you're chairman of Rural Solid Waste. If you would comment on this one expenditure.
Yeah, for rural solid waste, these are going to replace 2 compactors at the middle school and at Hillsboro that have deteriorated beyond repair.
Okay. Any questions on these? We're ready to vote, please.
Yes.
Budget amendment passes with 16 yes votes. 10F has been removed, so you need to skip that.
Can I ask a question about 10F? Can it just be forwarded on to legislative instead of having to go back to policies and procedures and it sit there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That way it's not sitting idle for 2 months. That
Right.
way it can be moved forward for the
Yes.
March meeting.
A is what we're waiting on. This one is a professional services agreement between Coffee County and the Mental Health Cooperative. We actually approved this agreement in our last meeting, but we're accepting the document with the authorizing signatures in place. Would that be a correct assessment, Mark? Okay. So, we're just, I think, have you got this on there to vote, girls? You do? Okay. We need to vote to accept it with signatures. This letter of agreement has been accepted with 16 yes votes. Thank you for that. Chairperson Commissioner Nettles, if you would, ask for standing committee.
Okay, thank you,
reports.
Mayor. Standing committees, Budget and Finance, Tim Morris, is there anything to add?
Yes, ma'am. Our next meeting's January the 23rd at 5 p.m.
23rd at 5 p.m. Thank you, Commissioner Morris. Legislative, Frank Watkins, you have anything?
Nothing to report.
Okay. HWR, Commissioner Jimmy Hollingsworth.
Yes, we will be meeting January 21st. It'll be a Tuesday at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Thank you. Capital Outlay Chairman's not here. Commissioner Hollingsworth.
Yes, we've been very busy in capital outlay. We've got the bids out on the health department, the bids out on the animal shelter, and I'd like to yield to Frank Watkins for our status on our Coffee County welcome signs.
We have been working on getting welcome signs for the entrances into the county. Right now, I believe Mayor Hunt and Commissioner Hirschman are checking with TDOT and Tullahoma about the sign codage to see about getting those signs placed at the county lines. Until then, we're kind of waiting on that. And then, like Commissioner Hollingsworth said, the animal shelter and the health department bids are currently out for the bid documents. Animal shelter bid opening is February 20th at 11 o'clock, and the health department is February 25th at 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Commissioner Watkins. Law Enforcement Committee, Commissioner Missy D. Ford.
Our quarterly meeting will be in March. The date will be determined.
Thank you. Policy and procedures. I don't know, the chair is, I don't think she's here. Commissioner Miller, do you know anything? Okay. Okay, thank you.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, statements and announcements. Anybody got any statements or announcements? I would like to report that, as Frank Watkins said, the Health Department building bid advertisement and the Animal Control building bid advertisement both will go out tomorrow for publication. And he did state that correctly on bid opening dates. That's February 20 on Animal Control, February 25 for the Health Department. If anybody has not ridden out Highway 55 and checked out, the site prep was separated from the building proper. They've done a really good job. It looks to me like it's ready for a building right now. The TDOT officials, I thought we better check with TDOT because all these welcome signs are going on state highways, and he's very appreciative that we reached out prior to doing something on our own. And the TDOT official out of Chattanooga actually wishes to come and approve each individual location. There's a lot of specifications that go with signs that's going to be on state highway right-of-way. So it's a good thing we checked in with them so we didn't get the cart before the horse. And a little bit of the traffic signal in Hillsborough, I know some of that made social media and other sources of news media. I wanted to clarify that the red light in Hillsborough, Tennessee, was under review unbeknownst to anyone in Coffee County government, including the Coffee County Highway Superintendent. TDOT had received federal funding to review, upgrade signalized rural intersections. The engineers came down and met with me and laid out what was going to happen. It's going to be state-of-the-art galvanized steel post on the corners of the intersection with a cross arm that sticks out, much like you see in large cities. There will be pedestrian-controlled crosswalks with the little display with the stick man figure, you know, when you push it and it's clear to walk. A little bit of, it's going to be pretty nice. The main thing is, instead of having the wire loops in the road, there will be radar-controlled traffic. So the school buses, when they're lined up trying to turn left to go towards town, that lane will empty by radar control. So it's going to be a good deal, and does not cost Coffee County taxpayers one dime. This is 100% federal funded project. Coffee County taxpayers do have to pay to maintain and provide the electricity for those. Other than that, that's all I had. Anybody else? Commissioner Roseanne.
I would just like to remind everyone in your committee meetings to speak into the microphone. So many times when you're listening, you can't hear people that don't make a point of speaking into the microphone. Just a reminder.
I would also like to remind every commissioner that your statement of interest with the state of Tennessee is due this month. And also commissioner training, you guys, I mean, you're personally responsible for this 8 hours now of training. Y'all can put together a group and get with CTAS, do whatever you guys makes you feel good, but you can do it individually as well. Commissioner Smith.
There is a training scheduled for February the 12th at 5 p.m. in the community room here in this building. So it's a 4-hour training. It'll be put on by CTAS. All of you may want to plan to be there. It's very convenient to do it here in our location. February the 12th, it's a Wednesday at 5 o'clock. It will be a 4-hour training. Actually, Terry Hirschman is who he worked with Heather Duncan about this, and he told me to relay the message.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Smith. Is Commissioner Jones, did you want to say anything? You did? Oh, okay. Okay. Anybody else have anything to add before we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Well, this will be electronic now. You'll see it. All right, motion by Commissioner Hodge, seconded by Commissioner Benton Brown to adjourn. Vote, please. Commissioner Smith, vote, please. Commissioner D. Ford. Commissioner D. Ford. Commissioner Stubblefield, vote, please.
He done turned his off.
I don't see it. It says voted. There you go. Now I see it. Thank you, guys. We are officially adjourned with 16 yes votes. Thank you, guys.